JT Show.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Smash JT Show, my weekly episodic adventure discussing divisive issues in the video game industry and beyond sometimes. It airs pretty much every Friday, although the last couple of Fridays it kind of missed out. But anyways, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, the bell for notifications, hit that like button, and let's just press start. For this week, we are going to be talking about something that's not necessarily video game related. It's more about YouTube in general and something that has caught my attention because it's going to affect me personally alongside every other creator on the platform. That is cancel culture. The thing that YouTube is seemingly focusing on, honing in on right now with how they're going about the subscriber counts. Recently, YouTube had announced that they will be removing the exact amount of subs shown to every viewer. You can still see it on your own personal page, but as far as third-party apps connecting to it and external sources, they're just going to round it up to the nearest 1,000. Which on the surface, not the biggest deal. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever, you got this many subscribers and it's around what you have, so not a big deal, except for when you take a step back from the situation and realize the magnitude of this decision that YouTube is making. First off, the reason why they are doing it, regardless of whether YouTube says they're doing it for this or not, it's because they don't want to see all-out rage wars of people creating channels, creating live streams, and just showing these sub counts dropping fast and seeing who will drop first, and these channels gaining millions of views and thousands of subscribers just from showing their Social Blade page and showing the subs that are losing second after second. This happened with Pro Jared when his scandal broke. James Charles was another one. There's so many, I'm not going to go through and name them. We all know all these channels, but the point being that there are channels that seem to have the mob mentality against them. When bad news hits them, it seems to gain a lot of momentum from these live streams. People are seeing how fast the subs go down, and they're encouraging other people to unsubscribe from them, and it becomes this whole new channel, this whole new form of entertainment that YouTube themselves never intended to exist. So YouTube, even though they said they're not getting rid of the sub count because of this, the timing is certainly interesting, and that's something I'd want to focus on here. YouTube is trying to direct the audience of viewers into a specific direction. They want you to watch certain things, and when people are focusing on negativity, that may mean it's resulting in lower view time, less people being entertained by the platform, whatever the business reasons are behind it. Clearly, there is evidence sufficient showing YouTube proper that there is an issue with cancel culture. With focusing on the negativity too much, it could actually be detrimental to the entire platform. Here's what the problem is with all of that, though. They're focusing on the negativity, which showing these numbers on Social Blade and how people are getting the mob mentality and enraged together and getting all these views, getting all these subs to go down because they're so angry at these people for whatever reason. They're forgetting about the good things that Social Blade does, the positivity it brings to the community. Now, I've spoken before about how sub counts used to mean a lot more to me, and I've been beaten down so much by the algorithm, by comments, by people that just don't want to see anyone be happy. It's been a very sobering experience being a YouTuber for now over 2 years. And I'm focusing on what I can do to improve my channel, to make better content for you, the end user, the viewers that are coming to this channel for the first time, and how I can make the best thing for you to be watching. And as that's happening, my sub count has been slowly growing, slowly going up, and it's been a way to positive reinforce what I've been doing to make sure that I'm on the right track, successfully growing the channel the direction I want to do it by covering the topics that interest me. But if YouTube removes the ability for third-party apps to be able to view the sub count, sites like Social Blade will not have an accurate depiction portrayal of what your subscriber count is. And because of that, they no longer would be able to live stream your sub count, meaning that channels like me and a slew of other YouTubers out there would not be able to celebrate momentous occasions like when they get to that all-amazing 10,000 subscriber mark, or if we even grow further than that, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million subscribers, which I'm not planning on anytime in this lifetime. But if we ever grew to that point, we no longer would be able to do a live stream celebrating the growth of the channel. It just wouldn't even exist anymore. And I feel like that is an angle that YouTube is completely forgetting about. They're ignoring it. I mean, they know it's there, but they're seeing the detriment that the negativity is bringing, the cancel culture of YouTube, which is basically the trend of 2019 right now, and YouTube themselves are trying everything to stop that. From a business perspective, I could kind of see it, but the problem is they're only looking at one side of this, and it seems entirely focused on the negativity instead of the positivity. And it's more proof that YouTube is trying to direct the audience where they want them to go, as opposed to letting people view what they want to be viewing, which is what YouTube initially was started upon in the first place, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts on YouTube cancel culture and why I'm not happy with it. I feel like YouTube needs to hear this from the community, but hopefully not just hear it and fall on deaf ears, but do something about it. The community at large is very upset about this new direction that YouTube is taking the sub counter in, even though, like I said at the very beginning, it's not a big deal on the surface, and hell, as a viewer, it probably means nothing to you, but as a creator, it is pretty important to have a real-time idea as what your channel is doing, if you're doing something well, if you're not, what's going on with it based off the reaction of videos that you're posting. It helps guide your channel going forward, and that's where I'm going to leave that topic. I want to move on to the smashing video of the week this week, and it comes to us from SNEStalgia, and it's not just one single video, it's actually a series that he's calling Lost Bits, focusing on a lot of Super Nintendo games and points of those games that you may not have known before. Interesting little tidbits that were differences between the Japanese and the US release, or Game Genie codes that expose parts of the game that you never thought existed. It was pretty eye-opening, and I'd strongly recommend checking those videos out.
Cut content from video games is nothing new. Some of the most beloved classic games had content that was not used for whatever reason. From debug menus to unused music, enemies, or levels, many games have content never meant to be seen by anybody but the developers.
And one last little tidbit of information of news that just hit this morning. Jeffrey Fowler, the director of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, has officially gone to Twitter and said that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is officially delayed. It's going to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th of 2020 now. Initially, it was supposed to launch November 8th, 2019. It's been pushed back about 3 months now because they're working on improving the look of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, good news on that front. I'm glad to hear it's actually getting pushed back instead of doing crazy overtime for these VFX artists. So, that's a good thing. And yeah, I can wait for Sonic. As long as it takes to make it good, I'm good to wait for it. Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave this week's episode, but as always on Fridays, I want to say a special thank you to all the Patreons that help contribute to this channel on a monthly basis with their donations. If you're interested in joining them for as little as $1 per month, I'll put a link to it right there. And if you're new to the channel, like I said at the beginning, hit that subscribe button, bell for notifications, and if you missed last week's episode, I'm going to put it right around here somewhere. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing!